what do you do when the person you're with says things like, go talk to your other girlfriends, go talk to your other guys, and it's actually like your partner in a monogamous relationship?
I'll go talk to them.
So you say to them, what do you mean? You're not supposed to have other guys for them to talk to.
I'll talk to them. Fine.
You find something to talk to, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really?
No, but like to me, that's disrespectful. Because if we're in a monogamous relationship and we both know we're in a monogamous relationship, you know, there's been no discussions about polyamory and seeing other people and bits on the sides and, you know, multi-dating or whatever it is. That's quite disrespectful and quite hurtful. And does it come from a place of insecurity, or is it just being said to piss me off? But irrespective, it's problematic. If I'm having a disagreement with someone and they're trying to shut me down by refusing to continue to engage with me, by telling me I'm cheating on them, there is a problem. That is a problem. So
what's the first thing you say back to them?
I think my first thing would be, why do I need to speak to them and not you? That'd be my first question. Because I don't need to jump into the denial thing, because that's a smokescreen. The fact that they're throwing that out there, accusing me of cheating on them, that's a smokescreen. Why do you not want to have this conversation with me? Let me not jump on the, I'm not cheating on your bandwagon. Let's drill down where this questioning comes from. Drill down why you don't want to have this conversation with me, first of all. We'll deal with the allegations later, but we are currently having a conversation that's got you triggered to start throwing smoke screens and smoke grenades and smoke bombs and doing ninjutsu techniques. That's where I would start. Marv?
I'll hear a statement like
over
that.
To you.
I'll have a conversation where that can happen 3 times before I start looking at the door. Like, because it's a loaded statement, and it's based on the assumption that I'm being dishonest in my dealings in the relationship. So if things happen, like if everyone's insecure at some point in a relationship or whatnot, if we can have a conversation, I can let people know what I want. And if there's something, if I'm moving in a particular way that's inappropriate that I'm not aware of, then I can correct it.
But
you know what I mean? But if someone just said, go talk to your other girls.
Yes. So Marv.
But I stopped talking to them to talk to you. Are you sure you wanted me to do that?
Because that's the thing, Marv. If you're having a discussion with you're in a relationship with someone and you're having a discussion with them, and you know, you might not be agreeing with them about something, should prior to that, any concerns about not being faithful and not being monogamous, that should just be a completely separate conversation. That shouldn't just be like thrown out in like the middle of a discussion. Do you know what I mean? That's weird. So to me, someone throwing that, I'm like, I'm triggering you. Something that I'm saying is making you feel very uncomfortable to start coming out with wild things. You know what I mean? That's like me having a conversation with someone and we're not agreeing, and they're like, I'm pregnant. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, whoa, you just thrown me somewhere else. Now we're talking about something else. We're not talking about what we were talking about before. Now we're somewhere else. Why? You know?
Yeah.
That's where I would go.
I would have it. Because it at the very least, it's an inflammatory statement to try and.
Sorry, that worded. Go on, keep going.
It's what you call it? It's designed. It's a statement to poke at you, and I don't have people poking at me. We need to have a conversation, or the conversation needs to not happen. And it's that simple. Like, if we can't have a conversation, we don't need to have conversations. So we need to take a time out, come again another time, or have this conversation like adults.
Yes.
Or I bid you goodbye. I bid you well.
I bid you adieu.
If that's the phrase, thank you.
Never. But
I
yeah,
kind of get what you're saying. There's like two statements in there, isn't it? One statement is you're cheating, and the other one is I don't want to talk to you now. And you could have said either one of those and had a conversation about that instead of doing this, which you've not directly told me either, but I'm going to figure out myself, okay, she's accusing me of cheating and trying to end the conversation.
And that's the thing. For me, to me, it's just a smoke screen. It's just misdirection, just straight away. That's
misdirection. Isn't that the tool of the magician?
No idea, but it's misdirection. They might even think I'm cheating on them. They might just be saying something wild to just throw me off because they don't like, because I might be making them uncomfortable with the conversation that we're having. Not I might be making them uncomfortable. They might be uncomfortable. I need to stop. Let me not own their issues.
It's that sign language, isn't it? Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. And that covers it. And that combines quite a few of those in one by just saying, go talk to other girls. So it's trying to guilt you because you probably got some other girls on the other side. The insult, like, go away. You know what I mean? The dismissiveness. No, that's not okay. That's not okay. That's not how you talk in a loving relationship.
Aaron, from a toxic perspective, what's your take on it? Or is that one that one that you throw out?
Do you know? We'll get to that first. First, we'll talk about if she says it to me, right? So, if she says it to me, I'm gonna come with something sarcastic or to the effect of, "This if it's my girlfriend." I'll be like, I'll call them when you're gone. I'll give you my full attention now while you're here, and I'll call them later because I don't want to be on the phone to her and then you're here shouting.
You know what? That might come out my mouth too, you know. I'm not gonna lie.
There you go. Now you can't call it toxic because Marv said it.
No, that's not a toxic statement. That's not being brought down to that negative level. So you staying at negative energy, I'm still staying up here where humans still about.
I'm still having fun with this. Then if it happens again, I'll be like, do you know what? You've said this twice now. Are you recommending I go and see other people? Because I'm happy to do that if that's the advice you're giving me. That's where I'll take it. Or let's say it's not my girl. It's just a woman I'm dating and she knows I'm seeing other people. Because that can happen in that scenario as well. And that's when I say to her,
okay,
you do know I'm a single man, right? So I'm seeing other people. It's no secret. Where are we going with this? And I've still put time aside out for you now. If you don't want that, that's cool. I can go and do that. I've got time for them when I am going to see them.
I'm gonna stop you there though, because we're going from remember you raised this from a perspective of a monogamous relationship.
I'm answering for both. The last thing I said was only that. In the monogamous relationship, that's when I'm asking her, are you telling me to go and date other people then? Because at that time, we're monogamous, but is that what you're suggesting I should do? When I would say this, I'll tell you what would make me say this, because there is a scenario that would, and I'm going to ask you guys if you ever would as well, if there's any reason that you guys would say this statement. If she asked me for something that she should know I'm not going to do, then I'll say to her, go ask Tyrone for whatever that is. Go talk to him about that. You've picked the wrong person.
After something like what? Like
are we talking about to speak about cheap dates today? I thought let me not bring up cheap dates, but let's say she says to me, boom, I want to go to this restaurant that I know is not a cheap date. Then I'll say you've got me confused. Go talk to him about that. Go talk to one.
Oh wait. Is this your girlfriend? Is this your monogamous girlfriend?
To get into that mindset. Fine. Yeah.
Remember this is what we started with, because remember we're talking about someone you're in a monogamous relationship with. This is your one.
That could be all right. It could just be the whole way that she's talking and the energy that I'm getting. I'm like, is this how you talk to him? Because keep talking to him like that, it's still not for me. It has to be something where I think she's mistaken me for someone else. and something's not applicable to me has come up and made me think, no, there must be some other guy who you do this with, and this really, that message was meant for him. And please copy and paste it from our conversation, and you can delete the message you sent me, but send that to the right guy, please. I'm offended. That's what would make me say it. If I just felt like what you're saying, just doesn't apply to me. Anyone else.
So because you don't like the way that, because you've received something, you don't like something, a message has been delivered, you've received it, you don't like what you've received. So
not liking or not liking, it's specifically, this can't be aimed at me. This cannot be.
I've had a bad day.
Me. I'm not. Let's say, all right, let's say I don't drink coffee. Yeah, like okay. I don't drink coffee. You've been with me for 5 years, and you say to me, "Do you want Nescafe or should I pick you up something from Costa?"
Okay, that's very different. I guess
this is what I mean. That message was meant to go to Edward, not me.
Marv, what was your response
Edward his
to that?
message about his coffee, because it's nothing to do with me.
My response was different. My response was a bit more frustrated. There's more conviction in my response simply because she saw something was on my mind. I was feeling down, right?
Yeah.
So this is someone who had cheated on me, and she was trying to cheer me up with some jokes that she had, thinking that she had them with me, and so she was reminding me of some joke, trying to say, "Remember," and I had to. But I was like, I looked at her and I said, "You didn't have to. We never had that conversation."
That was your other man.
No, but it literally was. It's like those were the messages that you were sending to him. Those are the ones that I saw.
Ooh, I see.
You told your jokes to the wrong man.
Yeah, see, that makes sense to say, because that comes from a place of, it actually genuinely came from her other man. But Nescafe and coffee.
No, listen, it's so inapplicable to me that it must have delivered to the wrong person, and you need to send that back to the right person. Go talk to your other guy who drinks coffee.
Now, the only time I've ever said that, though, is it's been in banter, and it's been known to be banter. Like, we're both aware that it's jokes. So
how did you lot agree between you that we can make that joke?
How is that okay? It's the same way you just know. The same way you just know when you're allowed to walk past your woman and smack her on the bottom. You know.
It's how it's delivered.
Yeah, I mean. It's timing. There's a lot of things that are not okay in a normal context, but there's a mutual awareness in that moment that it's okay and it's cool and it's going to be funny. All right. Yeah. So let's say she asked me if I remember to do something. So no, it wasn't me. Must be your other handsome bearded man, or something like that.
Yeah. It's how it's delivered. I mean, there's a time and a place in it. If we're having a heated discussion about,
you've got to take all that out of it to keep the conversation on the conversation.
If we're having a disagreement about something, and your way to deal with a query of mine or something that I'm saying is to tell me to go and tell that to my other boyfriend or my other girlfriend or whatever, then it's like, smoke screens? What's going on here?
What's the real story behind this?
Yeah, why don't you want to kind of continue with down this road? You know, we're going down this road on this journey, but now you're kind of trying to throw me off the path. You know, but if we're just messing about, but there's a time and a place. There's a time and a place, and I think if it's done once in a place of jest, and it's like, yeah, okay, this is something we can banter about, then of course it's something we can banter about. But if it's something that's coming up as during a discussion and you're using it to kind of shut me down, there's a problem. Yeah.
And is there any reason you would say it to someone, Dani? Other than as a joke?
What would I say it to someone that I'm in a monogamous relationship with, and we're having some kind of an argument or discussion? No, I wouldn't. If I did want to speak to him, I'd be like, I'm done here for today. I wouldn't be like try and toss him into the arms of someone else. You know what I mean? Like, go speak to Mary Sue. No. Oh, Mary Sue.
Wait, that's the family member.
Now we know why it happened.
No, yeah, if that's how, whoa, you're redirected him to your family member that you made up. This is brand new.
Wow. So I feel like, when you're trying to have a healthy monogamous relationship with someone and have, effective communication, you don't deal with it by just throwing out things to hurt your partner.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not going to get anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, because that would just have me thinking it was good while it lasted. No, seriously, the last lady, or seriously, I was properly talking to. There was conversation, and it was too many of negative statements that came out, and I was like, man, why you gotta look so flawless and talk to me like that, man? It's a shame. And then, woof.
You look good from far, but far from good.
She was a lovely woman, though, but it's just that streak, streak,
So then, isn't that something you can work with? If that's the only one thing, that's not great.
Them streaks will cut you, like they will grate you.
And everything else them have you putting up with the maddest thing. And this is like pre-relationship. You see it?
In the
warning signs.
Yeah.
Exactly. So and a relationship's gonna multiply that. Marriage is gonna multiply it further. So I'm not
having a baby, woo!
Yep.
That first year, boy.
Yep. And different parenting approaches and all that. Sir.
And if you're gonna deal with like disagreements in parenting and so on, you're gonna deal with it by telling them to go and ask their other part. Childish,
you say. Okay.
No offense to anyone who uses that as a line, but I feel it's childish.
No, she means offense to you. Stop saying that to your partner and find a mature way of discussing the issue instead of
I mean offense. I mean offense. Stop doing that. Learn, go pick up a couple good books, crucial conversations and crucial confrontations. Learn some communication and deliver that to your loved one. Maybe read it together.
If you do tell them to do it, don't be surprised when they go and do it. You told me to. Cool.
Right, you see my beard. You know I've got options. Don't say that to me.
Listen, beards are in.
I'm telling you. Oh my days. It's almost as good as being 6'5".
Imagine being bearded and 6'5".
Lord have mercy. It's not fair.
Is she assuming that like this guy's got other girls that he's talking to?
Yes, but instead of choosing to bring it up in a serious and proper manner, she's chosen mid-conversation just let you know that she thinks you're cheating on her by saying, go and talk to your other girlfriends.
Okay. Well, if she said that to me, I would say, I don't have any other girlfriends. Where does this come from? I'd want to know the root of this. Like, I would want to know what's caused her to say this. Like, I can understand she's frustrated, but what would cause her to say that specific thing? Obviously, she must have some kind of suspicion of infidelity, some type of insecurity that would make her think that. So for me personally, I'd want to address the root to the problem as opposed to the fruit. So so I'd be inclined to want to know like where does this come from.
Okay. Cool. Do you ever say that line to her? Go talk to your other guy.
Sorry?
Is there anything that would cause you to is there anything was you to say that to her then? Go talk to your other guys.
No, that's insecure. Any woman that I'm in, the fact if I would say that in a relationship, then there's fundamental problems. Like fundamental problems in the relationship. If I was to ever to turn around and say, go and talk to your other guys, like I almost feel like that thought should never even leave my mouth, because I shouldn't be in a relationship with someone whereby I think that she's talking to other people. Like I feel like that's already a big problem. But if she's not, and I'm turning around and say, I'll talk to your other guys, then that's the insecurity on my part, you know, and that's something I need to work on. But I would never say anything like that. That sounds really strange, man. I would just avoid that type of thing.
I agree.